It's the middle of the summer, but Justin Trudeau's failures and scandals keep on rolling out, even though he's hoping that the summer weather is going to stop you from paying attention to all these things that he's doing. Now, you remember last week I shared with you a few things that he had done that just didn't get the national media attention that they really should have. There is more that has happened in the last week, and I'm hoping that you'll share these few stories with your friends and with your family, so together we can hold Justin Trudeau to account for some pretty negative things that have happened over the last week. First of all, the Trans Mountain Pipeline. You remember that Justin Trudeau spent billions of dollars of your tax dollars on buying out this project that was supposed to be built and fully funded with private sector dollars, but the company pulled out after Justin Trudeau basically said that he didn't want to develop the energy sector. Nonetheless, he had to create a government-owned corporation for the pipeline. Now, there's no plan to get this thing built. There's no shovels in the ground. But where's the priority of this Crown Corporation, these government executives? Well, I can tell you. It's been reported that they've allocated $5 million in bonuses for government, Crown Corporation executives for a pipeline that doesn't even have a shovel in the ground yet. You know, for the people in my riding who are out of work and really need that pipeline, come on, that's a little ridiculous. Make sure that you're talking to your friends and family about this Justin Trudeau failure. The next thing that happened was that there were reports that the Irving family, you remember this is the shipbuilding family, that their cozy relationship with the Liberals was really at the heart of the Admiral Mark Norman scandal. There's more to this that has been reported this week. And what's been reported, and I'll read this to you, is that the Irving president briefed top federal officials after Postmedia, major media outlet, asked questions to the government about potential problems with the multi-billion-dollar Arctic offshore patrol ship program. So essentially what is being reported here is that Postmedia called up the government and asked questions about some potential problems that could reflect negatively, I guess, on the Irving's ability to manage this very expensive and very lucrative contract. But then Trudeau government officials phoned over to the Irving family, and the Irving family then threatened to sue Postmedia, and then the Irving family decided to brief, and their suing strategy, their litigation strategy against a media outlet with the federal government. You know, what does this sound like? This isn't the action of a government that's interested in transparency or media fairness, you know, or not censorship or anything like that. This is the actions of a government that is interested in furthering its own interests. And this is dangerous. This is dangerous stuff. So I just wanted to make sure that you knew about this. I could do a whole video just on the Mark Norman situation, but again, here's another example of Justin Trudeau, who's supposedly committed to openness and transparency, interfering on behalf, or allegedly interfering on behalf of some of him and his cabinet's closest friends. Online journalist Jesse Brown reported this week that the media bailout, the $600 million media bailout, was doubled in secret this week by the group of news journalist owner people that Justin Trudeau appointed to dole out that money to their own groups. So what does this mean? Let's recap. You'll remember that earlier in the year, Justin Trudeau allocated $600 million of your tax dollars to go to mainstream media organizations that had failed to make the transition from print media to digital media. Now, normally that would never happen. If you've got a failed business model, what happens? Your business fails. But Justin Trudeau decided to take $600 million, over $500 million of Canadian tax money, to put it in a fund that would be doled out by people that he selected based on criteria that he approved. So to me, this is, again, another example of, the war on free speech in Canada. But not only is that happening and that panel's been put together, they've decided, according to Jesse Brown, to double that figure. And here's the egregious part. So they're reporting that the amount of money that can go per employee has significantly increased, and that non-reporters and managers are eligible for this subsidy. That's crazy. Come on. Everybody should be concerned about this. And the fact that this wasn't widely reported, I think the reasons for that are obvious. But again, this is something that you need to be talking about to your friends and family so that we can continue to hold Justin Trudeau to account. And on the topic of spending your money on advertising and on media, it was reported that Justin Trudeau, even though he changed the election laws to make it more difficult for political parties like the Conservative Party to spend money in the lead up to the federal election on things like advertising, and of course these spending money through a political party is money that has been received by donations. Justin Trudeau spent a whopping record $17.7 million of your tax dollars on government advertising in the first quarter of this year alone. That's insane. So while the Conservative Party, it has all of these restrictions placed on it on how we can advertise and where, and we're fighting this $600 million media bailout, which reportedly has been doubled, Justin Trudeau is also rubbing salt in the wound by spending $17.7 million on advertising for his failed policies using your tax dollars to do so. That is absolutely crazy. A couple of brief updates for you on what the Conservative Party and we've been trying to do to hold Justin Trudeau to account for these issues over the last week. We did force emergency summer meetings of a couple of parliamentary committees to look at the issue of Justin Trudeau's government supposedly telling a former ambassador and a private citizen that he can't speak about issues related to China. Those meetings have happened. Of course, they were swept under the rug by the Liberal majority henchmen that are on those committees. And Justin Trudeau used the same weasel words that he did with the SNC-Lavalin scandal to try and explain away his interference or his alleged interference in this matter. So really, at this point in time, what can you do to help? What can we do to help? Getting the word out on these issues is super important because these are the things that I'm sharing with you today, they're things that aren't being reported on extensively in the mainstream media, if at all. So it's important to just get the word out and to make sure that people who might not ever pay attention to politics understand what's going on in Ottawa. So sharing these videos, talking to your friends and family is important. And then, of course, the federal election is coming up. Conservative candidates from coast to coast, including my team, are out every day in the community, talking to people door to door, canvassing, and that's how this election is going to be won. We're up against media bailout. We're up against, the Trudeau government who is, censoring basically everyone that they can. These are the things that we're up against. So this election is going to be won door to door and share to share with these types of videos. So I'll keep trying to get this information out to you on my channels. Thank you so much for all of you who share them. But make sure that you're volunteering in political campaigns this summer. It's super important so that we can work to make sure that Justin Trudeau is held to account and is a one-term prime minister. Working hard for you. Have a great day.